He who has seen everything to the end of the world. He who has traveled the seas and crossed the mountains. He who has conquered enemies with his friend. He who understood wisdom, who discerned all things. He saw the hidden things. He knew the secret things. He brought us news of the days before the flood. He traveled far, but was tired and humbled. He carved the story of his labors in stone. Uruk is walled in, the bright barn of Iana the Sacred. Look at the wall, whose crowns are like threads. Look on the rampart that knows no match. Touch the thresholds of old, and enter Iana, Ishtar's dwelling place. Not even a future king could build such a dwelling. Rise up and walk the walls of Uruk. Look at the foundations. Feel the bricks. Are the bricks not burnt? And were not the walls laid by 7 wise men? Epic. He is greater than all men. 2/3 God, 1/3 man. The image of his body is incomparable. The wall of Uruk he lifts up. He is a wild man, whose head is like the head of an aura, whose weapons are unequaled in battle. All his comrades rise to the drum. The men of Uruk are dreading in their dormitories. Gilgamesh will not leave his son to his father. Day and night he rages with his flesh. Epic. Often the gods heard their complaint. They cried out to the great Aruru.
Aruru, you created Gilgamesh. Now make a likeness of Gilgamesh. When Gilgamesh's courage is equal to his, let them compete. Let Uruk rest.
Aruru, hearing these words, she made a likeness of Anu 6 in her heart. Aruru washed her hands. She plucked some clay and threw it on the ground. She molded Enkidu and made a hero.
Stars, when you shine, you know how.
The spawn of midnight, Ninurta's warrior. His whole body is covered with wool. Like a woman, he wears his hair, strands of hair as thick as bread. He knew neither men nor the world. He is clothed like Sumukan. Together with the gazelles, he eats herbs. Together with the beasts to the watering place. Together with the creatures, his heart is gladdened by water. A man, a hunter, meets him at the water hole. The first day, and the second, and the third. He meets him at the water hole. When the hunter saw him, his face changed, and returned home with his cattle. He was terrified, silent, numb. His breast was sorrowful. His countenance was darkened. His womb was filled with longing. He became like the face of a traveler on a long journey. The hunter went to Gilgamesh. He set out on his journey and turned his feet to Uruk. And before Gilgamesh's face, he spoke a word. There is a man who came from the mountains. His hand is mighty in all the land. His hands are as strong as stone from heaven. He wanders forever. Through the mountains, he's always with the beasts to the watering hole. He's always leading his steps to the watering hole. I fear him. I dare not come near him. I'll dig holes. He'll fill them. I'll set traps. He'll tear them out. He takes the beasts and beasts of the steppe out of my hands. He won't let me work in the steppe. Gilgamesh says to him, the hunter, "Come, my hunter, bring the harlot Shaman with you. When he drinks the beasts at the water hole, let her tear off her clothes and unveil her beauty. When he sees her, he'll come to her, and the beasts that grew up with him in the wilderness will leave him." Days passed. 7 days passed. Enkidu knew the harlot unceasingly. When he had had his fill of caresses, he turned his face to the beast. When Enkidu saw him, the gazelles fled. The beasts of the steppe avoided his body. Enkidu jumped up. His muscles weakened. His legs stopped, and the beasts left him. Enkidu resigned himself to the fact that he could not run as before. But he became cleverer, more intelligent, deeper in his mind. He came back and sat at the feet of the harlot. He looks into the harlot's face, and what the harlot says, his ears hear.
You're handsome, Enkidu. You're like a god. Why do you wander with beasts in the steppe? Let me lead thee to Uruk, fenced in, to the bright house, Anu's dwelling place. where Gilgamesh is perfect in strength, and, like a tourney, shows his might to men.
She said. He is pleased with these words. His wise heart seeks a friend.